this time. Alright, go first. Hand doesn't do anything till turn 3. I can only assume it's a keep because most of our hands don't do anything till turn 3. Opponent's playing Benvolio, gets to draw some extra cards. I mean, Masty, that's how variance games work. Scapegoat. Oh, look at that! We got a turn 2 play. Lucky, lucky, lucky! Perfect, perfect's there. Flame Guard, okay. If that gets going, that can be kind of scary. Block this, flip it back up into their hand. Whenever a Scapegoat gets blocked, it returns to their hand. Wheels of Fate for Shattered Destiny. That's a sweet sleeve. Nope, nope. I do not want to play that. Actually, I want to play this. Do I want to offer... Do I want to offer the trade of the Rune Hierophant for this? I feel like I don't. Yeah, I do. I'm a liar. Benvolio's not a new Mono Ruby guy, but is a Mono Ruby champion. For 4 charges, they draw a card, and that card gets, at the end of turn, discard this if it's still in your hand. I think that trade's okay there. Because we have the Bride, it might be worthwhile to wait on that. But, like, they're probably going to have other things we want to Bride anyways. Like one of these Scapegoats, for instance. So I'm actually going to block the smaller Scapegoat here, so that way the Bride can kill the bigger one. Actually, huh. Do I just Herofall this and take the other one out of their hand? Nah, it's got to be wrong. I'm just going to get my hit on the Bride here. I'm going to leave this back just in case they have double goat this turn. They have Lasguards in their hand, we could be in trouble. Playing that back out while we have a Bride in play seems a little bit loose. Don't actually have a Rune. Okay, this deck's actually really light on Shinhair. Actually, how many Shinhair are in this deck? Are there only 9 Shinhair in this deck? 3 Rune, 4 Cottontail, 2. Huh. Yeah, there's only 9 Rune in this. 9. Yeah. So I just copied this deck list card for card that someone else had been playing. And yeah, I agree. 9 seems real low. Yeah, but the Dwarf deck has Arcane Focus. The Dwarf deck has Arcane Focus, which is relevant. Like, that adds a virtual amount of Dwarves to your deck. It's entirely contextual on the cards that are in your opponent's deck, show. So now we play this and attack for a lot. One short of lethal. No, I know the person that was playing this deck had... I believe this was Novocaine's deck list, and he's like King Master Kagu, right? I don't quite know what our opponent's deck is doing. I'm going to grab Rotcast and Strangle. Probably want to be lower on the curve. Not sure if Rotten Rancor is particularly good. Maybe trim like a Rancor and a Gargalith. Oh, they're a Lasguard deck. I probably want the extra Commander P.R.O.M.P.T, right? To bring in the extra Croc. Let's give this a try. Miss lethal, you scrub. You're right, I did. The Gargalith trigger does give +1/+1. Good catch. I didn't even count. I had no idea how much damage we were actually doing. I just assumed it wasn't close to lethal. We're really on the Monsagi coin here, so that way we can play Cottontail Explorer on 2. I think that's better than having the Rockcast Strangle on 2. I'm not actually sure there. They probably have a crapper. They have like Righteous Outlaw here. Oh, Flame Guard. Okay, so yeah, Cottontail Explorer is great in the face of Flame Guard. I was gonna say, Gargalith definitely gives +1/+1. There are Mama Yetis in their deck. See if they have a way to kill this. They have a way to kill this, they're almost certainly doing that. Scarn Breath! Man, remember that time? Oh, this does still make a threshold. We've got this, right? God bless. God bless us, everyone. Just doing this. Yeah, I can't play this because this will diligence and make it not block, so I'm just going to pass the turn here. True Dawn FM with the massive host. Welcome to folks coming over from True Dawn's channel. We're playing some Hex TCG this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and Rotcast the Flame Guard here before it attacks. If the opponent has Lasgars or another Assault card in their hand, we don't want to let them trigger that. Take a hit for 6 here, down to 11. The Exarch of the Eagle will be a pretty good follow-up. It can trade with this Mama Yeti down the line. If they have a second Mama, we could be in trouble. Play this out. There could be an argument made for playing the Monsagi Lily Pad as an 0-1. I think the spiders are pretty good because it trades with the Baby Yeti. Really didn't want to burn a Strangle on the Baby Yeti. Eternal Bastion. That's kind of terrifying. So this is a 4/6 that says the start of their turn, their charge power gets -2 cost to use. So after this is set in play for 2 turns, my opponent will be able to activate their champion power every single turn, which is pretty good. Hopefully we can find a Herofall here to take that out of the way. I'm gonna end step cycle these coins. Croc. Okay. I think we're starting with this and see what we can do here. Man, so this is a good example on why Strangle's a little bit better than Rotcast, because, well, I guess it's kind of situational, right? 2 Strangles can team up to kill something that's a 4/6. Rotcast can't team up. This can just only kill things that cost 3 or less. So I think I want to just play this Crocosaur out as a blocker, because if this hits us, we're going to be in a bad spot. Scapegoat, sure. Next turn, we can play Rotpaw Gang plus this Monsagi Lily Pad, which is nice, because then we can sacrifice the 0-1 to the Rotpaw Gang to give it life drain, which would really help us stabilize this game. Assuming they're going to attack with both here, right? Like, that's a free point of damage here. These 2 block and bounce off each other. We'll go to 8. Don't have a second Lasgars. Don't have a second Lasgars. Alright, God bless. Let's play this out. Make a Battle Hooper. What's the 3-cost thing that survives? Tribunal Magistrate survives Strangle. Yeah, I think so, Ace. Especially since, like, so when this is in our crypt, we can sacrifice a troop to return it to our hand. So, like, once this has life drain, they really need to, like, have a Lasgar's this turn, right? Yeah, like, double cremate here is, like, the scare, right? So they don't really have good attacks here. Okay, yep. Maybe they... Yeah, I don't... So we're still gonna sacrifice this Battle Hopper here, so that way we gain 6, so we're not dead to a Lasgar's Vengeance if they drew it. Maybe my logic was that if I hit another Strangle, I could double Strangle the Eternal Bastion. That was why I didn't Strangle as opposed to trading with the Exarch. The Exarch would have kept their Eternal Bastion at bay, but I'm not sure if that's worthwhile. Do they have a way to finish this Rotpaw Gang? If they don't have a way to finish this Rotpaw Gang, they're pretty far behind here. Okay, they have a way to finish the Rotpaw Gang. Sure. So the game is not over just yet. I think we're still a favorite. Exarch of the Egg is a fantastic draw. So let's play Commander P.R.O.M.P.T. Let's play Exarch of the Egg. And then next turn we can sacrifice Exarch of the Egg to Rotpaw Gang. And then put Rotpaw Gang back into play. And I think the opponent just wanted to take the Rotpaw Gang off the table. So they get to activate their champion power every turn now because it got... Ooh. That's really good. So this gets bigger. I guess they could just, like... They're, like, trading it for Exarch, basically, right? If they want to attack here. I feel like they're obligated to do this, so I'm just going to kill it otherwise, but... Yeah, so this eats that, and then they can use the Burn to the Ground to kill this. If they don't use the Burn to the Ground to kill this, then we have to sacrifice it to the Rotpaw Gang next turn. Okay, fair. Teach their own. Activate Rotpaw Gang here. Maybe I should have champ powered first there. Well, I guess I wouldn't mind getting that back. I'm gonna go ahead and crack him for 5 here. This is a little aggressive, but we do just need to close this game out with them drawing 2 cards a turn. I guess this lets us die to Lasgar's Vengeance, but... Yeah, I mean, Commander P.R.O.M.P.'s just like a quality card, right? So, for those at home, he's a base 3/3 for 4 that gives your exhausted troops +2 power and your ready troops +2 defense. Or we play a non-standard resource, sure. So this can't attack into these, which kind of sucks, but that's fine. Alright, start with this, see what we find. Cottontail Explorer, yep. Little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and bopping them on the head. Just gonna attack with this for now. If they double here, I'll kill one of them. They actually know I have the Rotcast, right? I think I'd rather hold this back as an extra blocker. It's also like attacks for 3, which isn't irrelevant. Alright. Swap life totals here. Hit them for 8, gain 8. Is that good? If so, why? Please explain. Yeah, the game is likely over, I think, as the 2 pieces of removal that we have in hand. Yep, another scapegoat. They know about the Rot Cast, they don't know about the Strangle. The old 16-point swing, NBD. Casual, really. We'll go block, block. These flip back up to my opponent's hands when they get blocked, so they don't deal any damage to my stuff. Bye-bye, goats. Attack for a very lethal amount of damage because neither of these can block. Alright. Moving on up the hex ladder to the cosmic rankings in the sky. Moving on up to the hex ladder. It's great. Go this, into this, into this. I would like to play my coins, please. Okay, looks like Redling's on the other side of the table. Opponent's playing Slagpot for 3 charges, makes a Dreadling. I think I'm just supposed to play Exarch on 2 here. There's a pretty good chance that they just, like, have a 4-4 next turn, or even a 2-2, and then my Runeer can't really attack anyway, so getting my Exarch going seemed reasonable as opposed to just taking the turn off to play another slow shard. Yep. This card's so good. Just a 4-4 for 2, it gets smaller every turn, but they've got so many like Dreadlings and stuff that they can sacrifice to it. Okay, that's actually a pretty good hit, because it lets us play his Vampire Princess out. And Vampire Princess says whenever she hits my opponent for combat damage, or just any damage, we get to look at a random card in their hand. And if the card we look at is an action, we take it away from them. Do it for the spooters, yep. Blamsmith, sure. So this is probably for a champion activation, so they get a Dreadling for every. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this Exarch of the Egg in front of the Emperor's Lackey here. This attack with the Dreadlings into the Vampire Princess likely signifies a Cremate in their hand, so I don't really want to play into that. They probably want to just play the Cremate out anyway, so that way the Vampire Princess can't take it away from them. Correct. This was a princess that was in our opening hand. I'm going to lead on this and activate my champ power here. If we hit like a Strangle or a Rock Cast, we'll kill this Graven Geist before we attack. Well of Ancients. Playing the Rune doesn't do anything. I really like the Princess pressuring their hand. Like, it makes their potential Lasgars worse. They haven't played a second Ruby Threshold yet, so they might not be able to play the Lasgars just yet. Alright, now they can. If they don't have it this turn, the Commander P.R.O.M.P.T's going to come down and kind of lock it out. That's interesting. They have multiple Blamsmiths in their deck. Huh. That attack is great for us. Because now we get to do this. Grab a threshold, blood threshold here. I'm going to go ahead and Rancor this Exarch of the Egg against this Blamsmith to kill it. And then when the Scrounge Blamsmith bot dies, my opponent creates a Blam Sack. But the Blam Sack goes away when my Vampire Princess hits them. So we'll put 4 eggs into their deck, and then we'll go ahead and hit them for 2 here. Last card is... Holy crap! And the Princess also has a line of text. that says if she was in your opening hand, she can make your Vampire Kisses free. So we're going to take that Lasgard's Vengeance away from them. You can see here, this was the Lasgard's Vengeance. And then turn it into a kiss that we'll use to kill their other guy. I do not understand why they emptied out their hand. Maybe they weren't expecting this to be able to... I just have no idea. You know, to each his or her own, I suppose. How about Commander P.R.O.M.P.T? Will that do, Pig? Yeah, I feel like they're supposed to keep some of their cards in their hand, even if it's just like a cremate, to like make that less likely to happen, what just happened. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and Rotten Rancor this Exarch of the Egg and kill this Blamsmith, which then lets all of my troops attack here. Alright. Alright, this deck's growing on me. Does this mean we're ahead now? If so, why? Definitely want Rotcast, definitely want Strangle. Extra Commander P.R.O.M.P.T against the Lasgard deck. Gargalith probably not terribly important. Is Croc good enough? Almost certainly. I don't want to cut here. Is it just the extra Rancor? The extra Rancors are kind of clunky. Alright, let's do it. We want Princess? You think so? Just like cut this top end? I'd buy that for $1. I will make the deck list public. Own TCG browser. It was not public before, it will be in a second. Can confirm, this is Novocaine's deck list. He is King Master of the Kagu Greed Machine. I'm gonna run upstairs and check on my Declan really quick. He might be awake from his nap by now. I'll be right back, and we're gonna finish this matchup and then play a few more. Hand seems great. Exarch seems fine against Empress. Like, the Empress deck needs their Diligence Duders to attack in to be relevant. Hey, Tron? Life's slow. Pretty sure we just want to curve out with removal here. I'm going to hold the Rock cast up so that way we could potentially bait a champion activation out of them. Okay, web spawn, sure. Response to this, we'll kill the Emperor's lackey. Yeah, that's fair. Like, it's definitely a fantastic card in those matchups, you're right. I think I'm just gonna play this and then ship with the Rune here. Might be a little aggressive. Yeah, let's be aggressive. We're at 20. If they want to trade here, we're fine with that. And if they don't want to trade, I guess this gives them a good cremate target. They took the trade. Yep, fine with that. We got acceleration out of that, and we won for one to our opponent. Like, send me out. Cycling coins there is real good for us. It means they're not playing two things this turn. Yeah, it's really good against a 2-1. A 1-1. Added that to the crypt too. I think I'm going to hold off on my champion activation for now. We're really not looking for anything specifically, and I don't want to flip this other Rotpaw Gang back up to my hand, I don't think. Trade Zeus. This is actually a good hit for us, because we can put an 0-1 into play here, which we can then sacrifice to give this Rotpaw life drain. Ha! This attacks with Commander P.R.O.M.P.T too. That's funny. That being said, I think I'd rather just put Life Drain on my Rotpaw Gang. The old 16-point swing coming in here. Why isn't there a fourth Rune, by the way, Novocaine? Your shin hair count's kinda low. Alright, we got him. Plat 2, let's go! 10,000 gold, put it in the pocketbook. Cruising for a bruising. I mean, like, the idea is probably that, like, you're not drawing the Crocs a lot of the time, right? You're, like, flipping Croc into your crypt with Kagu activations or a Monsagi Coin or a Cottontail Explorer. So then you're Rotten Rancoring the Croc back into play. So, like, Croc turns Rotten Rancor into a Pseudo Sweeper because you can just, like, kill 3 things with it. Like, if you Croc against Empress, you can, like, Rancor your Croc, kill a Tribunal Magistrate, like, fight Empress, or, like, fight Empress Prompt, like... You only own 3 Runeers? Really? Yeah, we were post-board there, so we boarded the Rancors out against the aggressive deck. Okay, I mean, I guess we'll probably fit a 4th Rune in here. I don't believe you, but I understand if that's what you talked yourself into. And like, just like budget reasons, whatever, I get it. I would argue that Runeir is one of the more powerful cards in the Underworld Crusader decks as well, and you should probably just have 4 of them if, like, we're just talking strictly optimal and not dollars. Like, Runeir's expensive, don't get me wrong, I don't fault anyone for not wanting to pick up a 4th Runeir if you already have 3, and, like, your win percentage isn't going to differ that much, but, like, the 4th Runeir is worth playing if we're talking about strictly optimal deck building. Opponent likely playing a control deck, it looks like. Play versus my deck. Okay, yeah. So it looks like they're playing the Blood Sapphire control deck. That's good. This type of matchup should be a little bit more difficult for this deck, so I'm interested to see how it plays out. On paper, this is pretty slanted to beat the aggressive decks, so it'll be interesting to see if we have the proper tools, especially post-board, to interact with what our opponent has going on, especially considering we don't have any cards like Withering Gaze in our deck. Well, that's a pretty good hit for us. They turned our... It's worse than the Runeir, but they definitely turned a playable card into a still playable card. Okay, fair. Clean it up with a cheap shot. And they needed to kill the prince there since they had the Lightning Pause to draw cards. He's activating this. I'm going to hold on to this for a turn. I feel like they're going to kill this Commander P.R.O.M.P.T. I'd like a chance to flip the Commander P.R.O.M.P.T. back to my hand here. P.R.O.M.P.T. making Cottontail Explorers hit for real damage is kind of nice. Yep. The good news here is we get to Herofall my opponent's brides here, so we're not going to deal with that card anymore. What's going on, Ossuary? If they're playing my list, I likely have a Tomb Swap in their deck for this specific situation, but... Oh, that's annoying. Now we can't attack in. My Champ Power here first. See what we get. We get the Vampire Prince. Sign me up. Nope, they're not on my list specifically. I don't play 4 brides. Herofall is back, fair. Main deck misery. Man, they are bringing the hate. Good guy Novocaine signing up to give out the free win. So, the other thing that's going to be kind of interesting is seeing how all these decks that are getting slightly inbred do against each other in the CCS, because, like, there's this Kagu deck, there's the Renner deck that Ali wrote about on the main site today, there's the Zorath deck that, what's his name, wrote about last week, Baroness, and, like, all of these cards, all these decks are just, like, gunning to beat Redlings and Empress, so, like, what's going to happen when they all run into each other? I have to assume the Noxious Glories are for the Mono Sapphire matchup. We don't make anything with this, but I think it's worth playing out just to get our charge towards our champion power here. Although we got a lot of stinkers in the crypt. Not entirely unexpected. We're getting kind of ground out here. That's pretty good. So we can Rancor our princess back and kill this. Sure, if we got a 2-for-1 there, it's the best we could ask for, really. Alright, there's a champion activation for us. Womp womp. Well, they just have a bunch of pieces of removal in their hand, I'd assume. Hopefully we hit a Gargalith here at some point. I'm just gonna run this out. It's probably just gonna eat a Herofall and die, but like, I honestly don't expect... I don't expect this to ever have 2 targets. Oh, everybody's got a water buffalo. Yours is fast, but mine is slow. Where we get them, I don't know. Everybody's got a water buffalo. Took that buffalo to the store. Got his head stuck in the door. Strangle. We're gonna strangle my buffalo lord. I'm gonna play this Exarch of the Egg here post-combat. One of the other reasons I like Exarch of the Egg too, in addition to stunting the aggressive decks, it's also pretty good in these control matchups. It's just like, put some eggs into their deck, and this game's going to go long enough that they're probably going to draw those eggs at some point. Is there a card I don't have a song for? No, I have a really good memory, and I remember random lyrics to little songs here and there. Monsagi Coins. Don't mind if it does. Oh! Is this good? If so, why? Turn this to my hand. Maybe I should wait a turn to play this out since I have the Gargalith. Nah, that's not true. I'm just gonna jam it. They have Transmog, they have Transmog. We're gonna get Transmogged, aren't we? Rude. Alright, yeah, definitely had worse hits there. To play Gargy Boy out next turn. Oh, Gargy Boy, oh, Gargy Boy, do 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 do. Do 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 do. Gargy Boy, oh, Gargy Boy, I would like to play you out now. Probably should have attacked with this first. Because they're going to, like, burn the removal in response here, because the removal's not going to do anything here in a second. Good. Look at my spell shield, nerds! Yeah, I'll play that in case we draw Bride. Oh, we have another Rotpaw Gang in here? We do. God, that's good. Sack this next turn. Get my jam on. Ah, Gargalith. Reminding control players why they should hate themselves since... Do we have a year on here? I don't have a year on here since whenever this was printed. Sacrifice this nerd. Play Rotpaw Gang. 2016? Sure. Dead. Alright, well we got game 1 off the deck that I thought would be a hard matchup. Actually don't have that many tools on the board. We've got Princesses and Zorath Rectories here to bring in. We're just putting ramp in these. Means we have to take ramp out of one of the Runeers, probably put Cultivation in here. Seems fine. Probably want to cut a Strangle. I want to leave some removal in because they have Brides in their deck. Exarch of the Egg's not good enough. Bring in the extra prompt. Leave a Rock Cast in. Let's do that, see how it feels. What do we have going on? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Double Gargalith. Rotcast. That's like pretty bad, right? Like, I feel like this gotta be pretty bad. We want these like in our bin so we can Rotten Rancor them back. Like, sure, we can cast them for 8 at some point. Double Commander P.R.O.M.P.T's a touch awkward since the first one gets Herofall and we feel a little bit bad about ourselves. Like, it's not like our opponent's playing pressure, so like we have some time to like do stuff, but Broadcast is good if they have fast sprints. Play this, that way we can Rockcast a Bride if necessary. Ah, Princessa. If your princess get that looked at, it's a little bit rotten. Play that. I think holding the Herofall is better than a guaranteed prompt next turn. I'm not sure I want to run prompt into a Herofall with a second prompt in my hand. Ooh, they missed. Ding, ding, ding. Now we play the waiting game. We're just going to pass back and forth here, I think, until they do something, basically. They're at 7 cards in their hand, so, like, even if we brick here and we hit a resource, I'm just passing the turn back. Like, there's no reason to play out a Commander P.R.O.M.P. for my opponent to have a removal target for. If they miss another shard drop here, they're going to have to move to hand size, so we gain some virtual advantage that way. Yep. So they're just discarding. At this point, I am not going to play anything, I don't think, until we're in danger of having to discard to hand size. Maybe if we run off enough resources, we get to 8, we just go, like, prompt into prompt. We've got 2 more draws before we have to discard, so an okay spot. Little bunny foo-foo, hopping through the forest, scooping up to feel mice and bobbing them on the head. We flip good man Gargi down there with the Rancor in hand here. Yep. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Remember, if our opponent was playing Redlings, they'd be so happy because they'd only have drawn 3 resources this game and they'd be able to cast all of their cards. You're not wrong. Rancor Gargalith is kind of one of the dirtier things you can do. And again, we had 7 charges here, but we're in no hurry to put a bunch of cards into play. Oh, yeah! How's that feel? Man hit a slow shard? That's so unlucky. I wanted a non-slow shard so I could double prompt. We're just going to pass here. Again, I don't think it's worth exposing the second prompt in our hand to Herofall. Sure. Opponent's so lucky they drew a landing pause site. To be being facetious for those wondering. I got a Commander P.R.O.M.P., Commander P.R.O.M.P., oh oh. Commander P.R.O.M.P., Commander P.R.O.M.P., ayo. Yeah, opponent binned something borrowed Ryolanth Waltz of the Damned. Hey look, the Herofall we played around by waiting to play the Commander P.R.O.M.P.T. I just feel like such a professional when things like that happen. It's like, let's do this thing to play around this thing, and then they have the thing you wanted to play around. It's like, God bless. Alright, now I don't really have anything going on, so I'm gonna activate this. Get a Ropcast back, not the most exciting. I'm just gonna play my resource out here. Crack my opponent for 5 here. This does let them strangle the Commander P.R.O.M.P., but I think that's fine. Here's my 7/8 spell shield. Shard, go. This is all I got. All I got. Yep, three of a kind. Rotten Rancor kicker. The Rotten Rancor kicker is worth a good deal, I hear. Hello, Gargalith, my old friend. Do 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 do. Dingle, don't you talk about dread ends. You're so rude, opponent. Okay, so that's why they discarded the Waltz of the Damned, because there was a dread end. We just want to beat you with our 7/8 after you mulliganed into oblivion and then stumbled and died. Come on now. Just die already! Okay, we got another Gargalith in there for this Rotten Rancor at some point. We have not hit a Rotpaw Gang yet, though, which is kind of sad. Oh no, don't void my crypt! Don't void my crypt! Don't do it! Have a heart! Have a heart! Oh no! Oh no! I needed my crypt. Remember that time our hand was suddenly much worse? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Pepperidge Farm has a good hard line on the remember that time our hand was so much worse. Man, are we gonna lose this game? I feel like we might lose this game. Let's get this out of here. Do you know what the sad part here is? This Cottontail Explorer, there aren't enough cards left in our deck for this Cottontail Explorer to kill our opponent. We will literally deck out before this Cottontail Explorer can deal lethal points of damage. I mean, if I would have had a Rotpaw, it would have been back in my hand. I wouldn't have left it in the crypt. Who's a good little ratty? Yes, you are. And by that, I mean this is about to be a random 5-drop. Or a dingle, you know, whatever floats by opponent's boat. Man, what a slog. It's like, ugh. God, these decks are so much work. This is so much more work than just killing my opponent. Oh, geez, they just took another card out of my deck. This Cottontail Explorer clock is getting worse and worse. Oh, that's, Are there threats left in our deck at this point in the game? All the Commander P.R.O.M.P.Ts are gone. I guess we have a Gargalith left. I guess. Remember that time they didn't play their 4th resource until we had 10 resources in play? Alright, so this is a very important lesson for everyone here. This card says win the game on it, while my opponent is at 20-some life. Just like, this card says win the game, so we're going to concede. Let's be more specific. It says win the game eventually. So we're just gonna when the game resolves. When the game resolves. Okay. Up next, the old submit a Rune. Yep. Maybe some of these Exarchs are better than these Rockcasts. That can't be true. We like have to kill Bright on sight, or we lose the game. It's kind of awkward. They have Vampire Princesses too that would be bad for us. So I think I'm supposed to leave the Rockcasts in. I think that's what's supposed to happen. It would be so sad if we're finally going to lose a match. We've been running so hot today. I don't want to lose a match. And win the game. Eventually. Yeah, at some point down the line, your opponent's going to be closer to decking out than they are now, but you'll win, don't worry. You get by with a little help from your friends. The old Lily Pad, double prompt, no. This hand's great. We get to make our first 4 resource drops. We get to play a Cottontail Explorer on 2 and flip a fatty Boom Boom into the crypt for the Rotten Rancor. Possibly. If they discarded a something borrowed like they did that game, there's very good possibility they had a second something borrowed in their hand, right? Ding! Something to give the Cottontail Explorer some extra legs. It's just... you're gonna get cut from the team, Cottontail Explorer. We've talked about this, and you're supposed to deliver at least... You have a 1 shard minimum, Cottontail Explorer. One shard minimum. Meet your quota. Meet... Oh, that was a mistake. 10 out of 10 should have made an 0-1 there, so that way next turn it could attack with the Commander P.R.O.M.P.T for 2. Small mistakes. Yeah, but they're like never gonna play anything that we can kill. Now this is probably just gonna eat a Herofall here, so it doesn't really matter that we made a mistake, but if this doesn't eat a Herofall, we've missed 2 points of damage. Okay, didn't miss any damage. Good. Whew! Dear opponent, I don't ask for a lot, but please play a troop that I can Rotten Rancor and get a Rotten Rancor kill with this Gargalith. Hashtag please not bright. That's actually really bad for us because now we can get that Rift Spasm back with our champion power. Attack with this here first. on the off chance we're walking into a Verdict of the Ancient King. Let's not activate our champion power just yet. Survey says... Hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, hey, oh, hey, oh, boo doo 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 doo. Guess what we are doing for the rest of the game until this card... One of two things is about to happen. This card's going to kill my opponent, or they're going to remove it. One of the two. But until such a point gets here, this card is doing nothing but activating for the rest of the game. This makes a 1-1 with speed that when it attacks, we gain... I don't care that we drew a Vampire Princess. I'm going to activate this now before there's a bunch of Dreadlings in our crypt. We got a Rune here. Not even playing the Rune here, because you know why? Because Zorath's Rectory is here. And it's just going to make 1-1s. Now we're up to 8 resources. Zorath's Rectory starts to snowball. I was excited. Now we're up to 10 resources, so we can start making 3 every turn. You're like, something borrowed, they're out, right? It's their answer to problem cards. Maybe I'm supposed to play the princess out there just to pressure their hand on top of the Rectory. I'm not going to Herofall that. We can get in trouble for doing that. Ooh, maybe we're going to Herofall it now. Nope, don't have 5 blood. No, we're just a Kagu mid-range deck that happens to have 2 horrors or Rectories in the board for these control matchups. And Darkheart doesn't kill Rectory, it's socketed. Play this out. Now we're up to 13 resources, so we can make 4 Rectory things next turn. That'll put us to 17, which will let us make 5. And that'll put us to 22, which lets us make 7. That'll put us to 29, which lets us make 9. Oh God, it's just, the snowball is real from here on out. Anyone else excited? I'm excited. I believe in the Rectory. I believe in the Rectory. There's a reason why when I play the Blood Sapphire control deck, I have 3 copies of something borrowed in the 75. Yeah, right. The opponent just doesn't have a champion power. Alright, let's kill this, get a princess into play. Yeah, something borrowed is fantastic. It's a very good card. Okay, this could get bad for us here. I got a little greedy. I could take our princess away. Yep. I think we're still okay here. I think we're, oh, that's great. Yep. Pretty sure they're still dead. Yeah, I don't have thresholds for Bride. Yeah, I only have 3. All these resources that we have are from the Zorath Rectory. So, like, now my opponent needs to answer this, and then they need to answer this, and then they need to answer these. Rotten Rancor. Okay. So that lets them steal my Rune Hierophant. Fair. Oh, interesting. Oh, now they can block too. Okay. My opponent making another blood there means they draw Psychic Ascension, they can no longer play it, which is good for us. I don't know if that's worth giving my guy -1/-1. How many Dreadlings? All of them. I need all of them. I don't think I'm interested in trading these. Yeah, I probably am. Oh, he gets to steal the Dreadlings. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, huh. I mean, they don't ramp for him, so I get to block. No, they don't have a wild threshold. They're not gonna ramp. Oh, and it reverts them, even if they did. This reverts them, so they lose this. They get to attack us for some amount here, but like, I mean, they're dead next turn, right? Like, I've got 26 resources to activate this 8 times, plus my crappers on the table. They need something borrowed here. Yeah, we have 27 resources, but we only have a couple of blood. We got a Dreadling back. That's so unlucky. Opponent's still dead. You know. Alright. Rank 2. Or Plat 2, not bad. Alrighty. I am going to go ahead and call it an afternoon. It looks like Kent Ketter is streaming.